Hey, welcome to Off Topic with Tim and Matt, our scrappy, pugnacious sports podcast where we always go off topic. What do you want to talk about? Baseball.
Baseball. And we want to talk about the AUSL.
What does the AUSL stand for, Matt Macri?
Athletes Unlimited Softball League.
And this is
Women's Fast Pitch.
Women's Fast Pitch.
Women's Fast Pitch.
Which is actually really exciting.
It's a great sport. I mean, I've had friends who played, gone and watched games, gone and watched tournaments. And like women's soccer, women's hockey, women's fast pitch, they're out there and they're laying it all on the field.
They're really good.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch.
I've seen some clips. I've watched a few games on ESPN from the New Women's College. Some of the stuff those women do, it's unbelievable. The athleticism.
Yeah.
Just not just like the fielding is just insane.
Yeah. And the ball, I mean, like they're pitching 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Underhand.
Big orange ball.
Yeah. And they can crank it. Yeah. It's a lot of fun to watch. So they've started, it's only a 4-team league.
Yeah.
It's, they got 26 games.
Okay.
Right?
Now, where are the teams? You know
over
where
the
they are?
summer. So, yeah, the teams are, where are we?
Women's sports is kind of the untapped. Ooh,
the Talons.
do we know where they're?
The Blaze.
They won't tell us where they're from. Women's sports is sort of an untapped gold mine.
Yeah.
Part of the problem is, like women's basketball is all the talk with Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
She gets injured, the numbers drop off. So they just need a few more high-profile people to sort of keep it going.
Yeah, and I don't think they have a home base type thing.
Yeah,
because they're going to be playing in multiple cities in 2025.
Oh,
here.
I see. So they sort of move it around.
Yeah.
It's in infancy. Okay.
So in Seattle, I was looking just to see when it is, and they're playing at the Husky Stadium.
Okay.
And the Huskies fast pitch stadium.
Okay.
In July, it's a 3-game set. There's 2 teams playing, and it's $60 for all 3 games. You get a 3-game pass for $60.
That's pretty cheap.
I mean, they really want to build this. So they're playing in 10 major cities in the U.S. with a best-of-3 championship for the top 2 teams.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 4-week season where 6 professional softball players compete, utilizing Athletes Unlimited's innovative format.
Sweet.
So it's
women's fast pitch in U.S. NCAA D1.
Oh.
It's really exciting, and they sell out. Like
competitive.
Very competitive, and the fans are in the stands. Like people go to the games.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's big, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but see, that's the thing is, it's one of those things where you play through college, and then it ends.
Yeah.
And then you have rec leagues that you play in.
Yeah.
And some of them are really good.
Or you go back and coach and whatever.
Exactly. So,
they had it at the Olympics for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, it was awesome at the Olympics.
It was good. The only problem with the Olympics is that they just don't let the big 4 in because you have to qualify. So like, men's baseball, the US wasn't getting in, but Australia was.
Yeah.
Because they have to qualify. And so they should just let the US, Japan, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic in. And then everyone else. And so you get the top players there. But whatever, that's an aside. But
yeah.
The US was there. The US went and they dominated. They crushed.
So it's going to be it's over a 4-week season where they play these 60 games. I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'm going to keep us updated on it.
Sure.
I think it's
I go to a game.
I wouldn't mind. It's in mid-July, and I was looking at it. I might be able to. Scheduling. I've already, if I knew about it sooner, I probably would have booked myself in to be able to go to a game and check it out.
There's always the risk that you try and cross the border in Washington, you end up in Arizona. So there's that. It's always in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
I'm just going to see baseball.
Yeah. So.
The zap strap's too tight. This blanket has smallpox.
Yeah. What you don't do is fly to Mexico and try and come in that way.
Yeah.
You look really sketchy.
Without a visa.
But and so they're playing all over the place. But Seattle, Washington, it's the weekend of July 13th.
Okay.
Which is my mom's birthday. That's
that makes it complicated.
But so I think it's very exciting. I think we're going to keep an eye on it over the next 10 weeks.
Yep.
Or 4 weeks, and check this stuff out. It looks really good.
It's the athleticism of those athletes playing in those fast pitch leagues. It's fantastic.
So because I was reading up on it and Googling, some videos and whatnot, my Facebook feed started feeding me women's fast pitch.
Okay.
And there's some really good plays and all that. But this one play, it was.
Sorry, MLB is behind this. MLB is supporting it.
Kim Nyg.
Yes.
Who
former Dodger
assistant GM.
Yep.
Who is now with, I think, Florida.
Was with Miami, and I think she got fired.
I think she might still be there.
No, she quit because they hired someone above her when she should have got that job. And she said, I don't need this headache, so she quit. But yeah, she has huge baseball bona fides.
Yeah. So she is the one that is going to be running it as commissioner.
Okay.
So she and Rob Manfred, the commissioner for the Major League Baseball, they're putting a lot of money into this. Yeah. They want to build this up. And I think it's a great project. I think it's a great idea. I'm fully supportive of this. I think that it's a long time coming.
Yeah.
So ex-Marlin GM. So
that's right. Yeah. There was some politics there. She quit for some. I can't remember why.
And rightfully so, because she is a brilliant woman who's done a very good job both with the Dodgers and with the Marlins. Yeah. And now I'm fully supportive of her doing.
I really wish the Jays would fire their guy and bring her in.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's me dreaming.
Yeah, I think this is going to be great, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Okay, all right. Now, position players. Now we're going to go to MLB. You want to talk position players? What's going on?
Okay, so I just find it interesting. Like, go back 10 years.
Okay,
right, and the
year is 2015.
The year is 2015, and
Trump's White House.
A game's gone deep. They have nobody left in the bullpen. And
I know what you're talking about.
So they had to bring a right fielder in to throw the ball.
That's right. They've exhausted their bullpen. Yeah.
Right. And what you're finding now is teams, and I saw this yesterday. This is why it jumped into my head, because I saw this yesterday. I'm watching the Yankees-Dodgers yesterday. The score is 15-2.
Yeah.
Right? It's the bottom of the eighth. And the Yankees throw in a positional player.
Right.
Right? He gives up 2 hits and then a home run.
Yeah.
Gets the rest of the inning out, right? Yeah. He gives up 3 runs.
Yeah.
Right? And so the Dodgers, whatever you can do, we can do better. For the top of the ninth, they put in a positional player.
Kiki Hernandez.
And he threw a scoreless top of the ninth, gets him out of it.
He's throwing a knuckleball.
Yeah.
He's throwing like a 54-mile-an-hour knuckleball, and it's it's arcing,
Struck out 2, gave up a hit, and got one to pop out.
Yeah.
Right? We got two to hit out, struck out 1.
In fairness to the Yankees, if I remember the Yankees, I'm losing 15-2. I'm swinging at whatever just to get the game over with.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing. And I think it's a neat idea because when you look at how they're throwing these days and the speed, the velocity they're throwing, and arms are going and whatnot, and if you can save your relievers that little bit of stress of going up there in a game that's a blowout anyways.
Yeah.
Right?
Full of bench guy.
Yeah.
There could be some politics in that if I'm a reliever and I'm in the minors and I'm good enough to be in the majors and these guys are using position players for the job that I can do, there could be some politics there. But I can't see it's not happening that often.
Yeah.
A little bit, but not a lot. And I remember it was Jose Canseco decided he wanted to pitch in a Red Sox game.
Yes.
And they were so fed up with Jose Canseco, they said, you know what? You go ahead and do that. He made a complete horse's ass of himself.
Yes.
And but this is just an inning or 2.
Yeah. And really, but the interesting thing was the Dodgers have this catcher. This moved up from the minors this year. He's a rookie, Dalton Rushing.
Okay.
And he's a catcher, but he can play first, he can play left, he can play third. Yeah. He's a utility player, and he's going to be really good. And he's probably going to take over for Will Smith in a couple of years at catcher. Got his first home run.
Oh, nice.
Of his major league career.
Okay.
Off the positional player. Right. And it's
still counts, man.
It still counts. You got a home run in the majors.
Yeah.
So that ball came back out in the field. He got to take that home.
Nice.
With him. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
So, but
Dodgers are killing it right now.
They are doing okay. They've had some ups and downs. They
had a great start to their season.
Great start to the season.
And that stacked.
Yeah. That's kept them going.
Yeah, that kept them going. So
Yeah. And so one of the things that they have right now, I saw it yesterday, they have a starting rotation and 7 relievers on the injured relief. And that starting rotation is better than most of the major leagues rotations.
There's so much depth.
They have so much depth. Yamamoto's just become the ace that they knew that he was going to be.
Yes.
He had a rough go last year.
Takes time.
Yeah.
He still won the World Series.
Still won the World Series. He was still contributed in winning the World Series in Game 5 there. But he's come on this year as their team ace.
Right.
Clayton Kershaw is probably in his final year, and he's just starting. He just came back from injured list, and he's
still doing it.
And he's throwing great.
Still doing it.
Yeah.
I love the fact he spent his whole career in L.A.
I know, isn't it great?
You can do that in L.A. more than, say, Milwaukee or whatever, but
Yeah.
It's nice to see. So pitching and blowouts, is that what have we already touched? I'm reading the board here. So
Yeah. That's kind of my whole thing.
Now, you wanted to throw something at me.
I like it.
You wanted to throw something at me.
No, it's hockey.
Oh, hockey. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah, that's hockey. No.
Blue Jays, they're playing.
They're coming on. Like
They're not. They're 2 games above 500, and they're probably going to lose this Sunday, June 2nd, and then they're going to be 1 game above 500. Then they're going to lose their next games, go below 500. Then they'll win a few more games and go back above 500. And it's too bad because there's some good individual efforts going on in Toronto right now.
Yes.
They're just not putting it together. Like their bullpen's really solid. The defense is really solid, but they're just not getting the clutches. They're playing, I can't remember what team it was. There was 9 walks in the game.
Yeah.
And they scored 1 run.
Yep.
Like you got 9 walks. You got nobody out. The base is loaded. No one can hit a fly ball.
Yeah.
Like it's getting like, come on, man. Like where is suicide squeeze? Do something. Just do, like they take 1 chance. It'll work. They'll do the chance again. It won't work. And then that's it. They go back to playing super conservative baseball.
See,
this is boring. Like this sucks. Like, oh, really?
I've always been a Dodgers fan. But
of course you have.
When I was a little kid, my first team that I played on, we were the Dodgers. That was the same year I went to California the first time.
Oh, yeah. Well, the Dodgers are great. Even during the crappy seasons, they always had fun players, exciting people to check out.
I got the Dodgers in my blood little, right? And I've never really been a big Jays fan. Jays were kind of irrelevant through the 70s and the 80s.
Right. Well, 85, they clinched.
Yes.
And then that's where they started. Okay, but you keep going.
But and in the 90s, they went to the playoffs, and I didn't believe at all the first year that they were going to beat the Braves, who were just this powerhouse. And then
you believed wrong.
I was wrong, and they did.
Believed wrong.
And so I've never really been a huge Jays fan, but I'm not a Jays hater, right? And I like to watch them. But the thing that I see with the Jays, right, that drives me nuts is that if they fall behind, they're lost. There's no comeback.
There's no grit.
There's no comeback.
Yeah. They don't have offense. They can't get
if they can stay in the game.
Offense.
Yeah.
They need someone that's just a clutch hit. 2 guys with a single with the bases loaded. Like you win the game. And it never happens.
Tight games that they stay in.
Yeah.
They're fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
Or, even runaway games where both teams are scoring lots of points. They're fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
But if they fall behind, it's almost like they give up.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to say there.
No.
So the Dodgers were down 6 runs in one game that I watched this year, going into the bottom of the 8th, and they came back and won it in the 10th.
Yeah.
That's grit. You want to see that happen. You want to see your team have that fight. They're not out of it until that last pitch is thrown.
Yeah.
And with the Jays, you just don't get that feeling.
Right.
So Mariners are doing good as well. Close to home, Seattle Mariners.
You never get to see it because you have to do pay-per-view. So,
yeah.
So I just don't follow.
Yeah.
I'm not paying money. Like.
So I think that's it for baseball.
That's it.
Yeah.
Baseball draft is coming up, I think. They're trying to hype up some kids.
Yeah.
It's just, baseball's tough. I mean, it's like 5 years before they go anywhere.
Well,
as far as draft picks are concerned.
So
Jays have a couple of really good players at the high A level with the Vancouver Canadians. The young East Indian kid whose name escapes me, and Trey Zavage is the big pitching prospect. What is that young kid's name?
For
the Jays, the Vancouver Canadians. He's one of the first East Indian heritage kids to get drafted in the top 10. And he's the second baseman or something. He's really good.
Yusavage.
Arjun Nimina.
Yeah.
And then Yesavage is the big pitcher that's coming up. So if you can get into a Vancouver Canadians games, which I want to do because I want to see this guy play for $15. But of course, like the BC Lions, it's a pain in the ass to get into Vancouver. So
Yeah. But here's the problem you got with the Major League Draft is all the other sports do their draft end of the season before the next season.
Right.
So the draft for the Major League is July 13th, 2025 in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right? And it's based off of their standings from last year, not where they are right now.
Well, no, because a lot of kids they're finishing high school.
Yeah.
They finish high school and they finish their college time or made themselves eligible, and now they're eligible to go. So you don't want to do it in September or April or whatever, because they're right. A lot of these
November or whatever.
Yeah, they're right in the middle of they don't want to drop out of high school. You don't want to have to because the second you declare to the draft in NCAA, you can't play for your team anymore.
Yeah.
So it's not like you could get drafted in November and then play till June because you have to sign a signing bonus. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of weird. But also, even saying that with baseball, it's no matter who it is, it's 2 to 5 years before they make it to the majors anyway.
Yes.
Very few people transition into major league, and it's not hockey or football or, there's an 18-year-old that can come up. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So they try to hype up the draft, and it doesn't really work. Yeah.
You got Colorado Rockies who haven't even won 10 games yet this year.
God.
And
just terrible.
And Major League Baseball has the anti-tanking rule. So if they finish without enough wins, they actually can't pick any higher than 10th next year.
I don't know. Like the CBA got into it, and it's like, why are you punishing teams? They say, okay, like the DFA guys and bench guys to get a top pick. It's helping baseball because crappy teams, the fan base has something to get excited about, right?
Yeah.
And there's that draft, and then there's the Latin American draft, where anybody can just go sign a kid.
Yeah.
So you can get some really dynamic talent on the Latin American draft, but you have to really pay attention to find it. And whatever.
Yeah. All right. So that's baseball for today.
Baseball today. Expos. Come on back.
Oh, I miss the Expos. I love the Expos.
Terrible. Big O was the worst place to see a baseball game. We used to pay $1. During the regular season, you could get in for about $1 to go sit in the cheap seats.
Yeah.
The hot dogs. And you're kids, you get drunk, you're throwing shit around. But you would sit back and you would look up at the arcs of the Big O, and you could just make out the spider cracks in the concrete. It was just this cavernous hole. It was awful.
Friday night game.
So far away from the action and just
Friday night game. A piece of the concrete fell.
Oh yeah.
And hit somebody at Dodger Stadium.
Oh really? Eh?
So they had it all netted off. That area netted off.
Yeah.
They had the guys come in before the game on Saturday and check it all to see if they actually have to move or cancel the game.
Right.
But they were able to net off the one area where a piece fell, and they're back on the road this week, and then they'll get in there and fix it.
Okay. I saw a clip from a Latin American soccer game, and they have the bleachers, and they sort of fan out, and everyone's jumping up and down, and the whole upper section is like literally bouncing. I'm like, oh, yeah, nothing, Venezuela, they pay attention to building codes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's it for baseball. Like, subscribe, and comment. We have a Facebook page.
Off Topic with Tim and Matt.
I'm a member.
I'm the one that's posted.
Totally forgot he was even there. Okay. Like, subscribe, and comment. Off Topic with Tim and Matt, our wonderful sports show where we always go
Off Topic.